Only dumb people buy these watches. That's not an insult. It's a warning. Smart people who see this video never make the same mistake twice. These 10 brands survive entirely on marketing, fake prestige, and the assumption that you will never open the case. Every single one is counting on you to stay ignorant. Walk away informed. At number 10, Fossil is what happens when a fashion company decides watches are just another accessory to hang on a rack next to the sunglasses. Forget any notion of craftsmanship. Inside that Fossil automatic on your wrist sits a Miyota 8215 movement, a workhorse caliber that wholesale costs around $25. The stainless steel case runs another $12. Add mineral glass for $6, a leather strap for $4, and the total build cost lands between $55 and $60. Yet Fossil charges you $120, $150, sometimes $200, more than double what it costs to make. Here's the twist that makes it worse. Fossil's own factories in Dongguan and Shenzhen churn out watches for Armani Exchange, Diesel, and Michael Kors, all under the same roof, using the same parts, just with a different name stamped on the dial. You are not buying a watchmaker's legacy, you are buying a mall display and a logo. When you buy Fossil, you're not paying for engineering. You're paying for real estate, shelf space in a department store, and a brand name that sounds more substantial than it is. If you want genuine watchmaking at this price, the market has real options that put every dollar into what is inside the case, not what is printed on it. What is waiting at number 9 will feel familiar because it is literally the same watch with a more expensive name on it. Number 9. Armani Exchange is the textbook definition of paying for a licensing agreement and calling it a watch. Crack open that $200 designer piece and you will find a basic Miyota quartz movement, about $22 wholesale, tucked inside a $13 stainless steel case, capped with $6 mineral glass, and strapped to your wrist with a $4 silicone band. Total build cost is around $50. Retail price, up to $250. The damning reality is that Armani Exchange is not a watchmaker. It never was. The brand signed a licensing deal giving Fossil Group the right to design, manufacture, and distribute every single Armani Exchange timepiece. Armani contributes a logo and a percentage of wholesale. That is it. The watch that arrives in your gift box was conceived, built, and shipped by the same operation making Fossil's own house brand. You are not buying Italian craftsmanship. You are buying a Fossil watch with a fashion tax added at the checkout. If the name on the dial matters more than what is behind it, that is a choice, but at least make it knowingly. Coming up at number 8. The brand that decided if the watch cannot be good, it should at least be impossible to miss. Number 8. Diesel is the poster child for watches built to be noticed rather than respected. When a watch needs to be 55 millimeters wide just to justify its existence, the design has already failed. Diesel's oversized statement pieces, some so wide they will not fit under a jacket cuff, are powered by the same commodity Miyota quartz movement found across the entire Fossil Group lineup. Wholesale cost on that movement is around $24. The massive stainless case runs $15. Total build cost hovers near $53. Retail price can be up to $300. Diesel is also a Fossil Group license. The same factories, the same supply chain, the same generic internals, just buried under bulk and subdials that do not actually function. Watch enthusiasts call them decorative complications, which is a polite way of saying they are fake. You are not buying a bold timepiece. You are buying visual distraction engineered to stop you from asking what is inside. Save your money for a watch that earns attention through quality, not circumference. Still, nothing at number 8 prepares you for number 7, where the real damage happens slowly, every single day you wear it. Number 7. Michael Kors is the definition of paying for a finish that starts disappearing before the warranty card even gathers dust. These watches roll out of the same Chinese factories as every other Fossil Group brand. Retail tags scream from $200 to $350, and the wholesale cost to build one sits around $50. You get a basic Miyota quartz movement, mineral glass that scratches if you look at it wrong, and the signature logo stamped on a case that is all surface and no substance. What sets Michael Kors apart is its obsession with gold, not real gold. A PVD or ion coating is barely 0.3 microns thick, which is less than the width of a human hair. A few months of rubbing against a desk or jacket cuff and the gold starts to vanish, exposing the dull steel underneath. Industry testing puts some fashion watch coatings at 500 rubs before failure. Daily life delivers thousands. You're not buying a gold watch, you're buying a countdown to disappointment measured in months, not years. When the finish goes, there is no recovery, and resale value on these watches is essentially zero, reaching number 6. And this is where the Instagram watch era truly begins. Built for the feed, not for the wrist. Number 6. MVMT is a social media machine with a side hustle in timepieces. Every MVMT on your wrist is a minimalist shell. A Miyota quartz movement at around $25 wholesale, stuffed in a $13 stainless case covered by $6 mineral glass, and finished with a $4 strap. Total to build one, $44 to $48. Retail price, $130 to $170. The gap between those two numbers is not profit from craftsmanship. It is the cost of your influencer feed. Movado acquired MVMT for up to $200 million, with an initial payment of $100 million. What they bought was not a watch company. They bought a digital marketing engine with millions of followers and a proven formula for converting social proof into sales. Research and development at MVMT runs at a fraction of the marketing spend. The product is almost irrelevant to the business model. You are not paying for a watch, you are funding the next influencer campaign, and the one after that. For the same money, you can get a genuinely engineered timepiece from brands that spend their budget on movements, not content calendars. Even so, number 5 takes this playbook and wraps it in Italian marble to make it feel premium, and that is where it gets truly cynical. Number 5. Vincero is the master of surface luxury, thin slices of Italian marble glued onto dials to create the illusion of opulence. Peel back the marketing and you will find the same Miyota quartz movement, the same $12 stainless case, the same $6 mineral glass, the same $4 leather strap. Total wholesale cost is around $46. Retail price is $120 to $150. What you are really paying for is product photography and targeted advertising. Vincero pours over $30 million a year into Instagram and influencer campaigns. Customer complaint sites and Trustpilot reviews tell a recurring story. Crown failures within months, slow warranty responses, denied repairs. For all the talk of luxury, the quality control inside is indistinguishable from any generic fashion watch churned out of a Chinese OEM factory. You are not buying craftsmanship. You are buying an ad campaign wearing a marble veneer. If a watch's best feature is its marketing photo, that is a warning sign, not a selling point. Up next is number 4, and this one added fake Swiss heritage to the formula to justify charging even more. Number 4, Stuhrling Original, is a masterclass in selling you a fabricated origin story. The brand leans on a hazy narrative connection to the 18th century Swiss watchmaking tradition, yet its production is split between offshore facilities and Chinese factories using movements from Seagull and Shanghai suppliers. Stuhrling assigns its own proprietary caliber numbers to these movements, which obscures their true origin from casual buyers who assume a unique caliber number means a unique caliber. Skeleton dials on Stuhrling models are consistently criticized in enthusiast forums for rough finishing that would never pass muster in a genuine Swiss workshop. Price points run from $99 to $199, but the gap between the heritage story and the mechanical reality is wider than any price tag suggests. You are not buying European watchmaking. You're buying a fantasy of it, assembled from parts and branding rather than from any actual Swiss tradition. Real horological value can be found at these price points. It just does not come dressed in borrowed history. Now we are into the top 3, and this is where it gets truly expensive to be wrong. Number 3, Hublot. Big Bang is proof that a 5-figure price tag and stadium sponsorships do not make a good investment. The Big Bang chronograph uses the HUB4100 movement, a modified ETA Valjoux 7753 with a custom rotor, not an original in-house caliber. The movement itself runs $800 to $1,200 at wholesale. The ceramic or titanium case from industrial suppliers costs $300 to $500. Sapphire crystal, $45. Strap, $20. Total build cost, $1,150 to $1,800. Retail price, $12,000. The remaining more than $10,000 is pure brand premium, paid for by Hublot's sponsorship of the FIFA World Cup, motorsport events, and a parade of celebrity ambassadors that costs an estimated $20 to $30 million per deal. Buy a Big Bang at retail and watch it lose 40 to 60% of its value within the first year. 5-year resale data on Chrono24 confirms this pattern across most of the lineup. Meanwhile, Rolex and Patek Philippe routinely retain 80% or more of retail on the secondary market. You are not buying horology at this price. You are buying depreciation wrapped in carbon fiber and a logo that has been on every football pitch for 15 years. When your $12,000 watch loses $5,000 the moment you leave the boutique, that is not luxury. That is a very expensive lesson. Waiting at number 2 is a brand that turned pricing psychology into a full business model and made millions of people feel like winners for falling for it. Number 2. Invicta Pro Diver is the ultimate case study in fake discounts and manufactured euphoria. Here is how the scam works. Invicta lists a watch at a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $400 or $500, then blankets every retailer, television shopping channel, and online store with a 70% to 90% off banner. The sale price lands at $60 to $80. That sale never ends. Archived website data stretching back years shows the same MSRP, the same discount, always in place. The sale price is the real price. The $400 sticker is a fiction. Inside, you will find a Seiko NH35A automatic movement, a reliable, widely used caliber in a stainless steel case with mineral glass. At $60 to $80, it is okay hardware. The problem is that millions of buyers genuinely believe they are saving $330. They are not. They are paying exactly what the watch is worth while believing they beat the system. You are not getting a deal. You are getting the watch at its real price, while Invicta harvests the psychological reward of a discount you never actually received. That is not value. That is anchoring bias with a screw-down crown. For the same honest money, genuinely engineered alternatives in the same category deliver far more watchmaking per dollar, and none of them need a fake sale to justify the price. And finally, in first place, the single dumbest watch purchase you can make in 2026, a brand that did not just perfect the art of selling air, it built an empire on it. Number 1, Daniel Wellington is the endgame of influencer-driven markup, where every dollar you spend goes directly into the Instagram machine and almost nothing goes into the watch. The formula is brutally simple. Take a Miyota-class quartz movement, drop it into a thin stainless case, cover it with mineral glass, add a NATO or leather strap, stamp a minimalist dial, and invent a British heritage backstory. The total build cost for a typical Daniel Wellington is around $48 all in. The retail price is $120 to $200. Chinese OEM suppliers openly list near identical watches in bulk for around $11 per unit. There is no workshop. There's no watchmaker's bench. The brand is registered in Sweden, the watches are manufactured in Shenzhen, and the British heritage narrative is pure marketing fiction. Daniel Wellington became one of Europe's fastest-growing companies, not through engineering. It grew through a massive Instagram influencer program that provided free watches in exchange for posts and discount codes, until the brand was everywhere at once. The company reportedly spent more on influencer marketing than on every single physical component in its entire product line combined. That is not an accident. That is the business model. You are not buying a watch. You are buying a hashtag with a case and strap attached. For the price of a Daniel Wellington, you could own a Casio G-Shock that survives a decade of hard knocks, a Timex Weekender with genuine brand heritage, or a Seiko 5 automatic with a real mechanical movement and long-term parts support. Daniel Wellington gives you featherweight construction and a story built from social media posts. Across all 10 brands, one pattern is undeniable. You are paying for hype, not horology. Like and subscribe for more.